Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how farmers sell their grain and how they make money. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. Trying to get the cover on the GoPro, but anyway, I just got up to the farm. It's 9:30 in the morning. Took most of the day off of work today. It's Wednesday the 31st, last day of March. April is just around the corner and things are drying out up here. We've had really windy days these last couple days, and the last couple days has actually been highs in the 50s and 60s, so it's really dried out. I mean, people are going to be in the fields, I'm guessing, starting tomorrow or the next day. But I'm down here. I'm going to haul corn today. Just got word from Pat that the good truck, older trailer, broke a bearing in the back trap, so yeah, we're not going to be able to use that truck today. So I'm going to have to get the 93 Freightliner and the 2019 Timty Super Hopper, get that truck running, and I'm actually going to be selling my dad's corn today as well. So I'm going to go get the truck plugged in because it's a cold-blooded beast, and then I'm going to go try and start the 15 up. Got the New Holland 8050 hooked on to the DMI Nutrient Placer 4250 anhydrous toolbar. Pat's going to work on rebuilding this here in the next couple days, because we're actually hopefully going to be doing anhydrous next week. So that's our toolbar. Like I said, we're going to be rebuilding it, putting new electronics on. This back bearing's what actually snapped. One of these two bearings, he said, locked up on him, and he broke it trying to get it closed. But at least it's unloaded. So that's good at least. But I'm going to go try and plug the Freightliner in, because that thing is cold-blooded and it needs to warm up before we get it running. The electrical cord, extension cord I should say. Here we go. Alright, she's plugged in. We'll get the block heater warming up, so in about an hour or so hopefully I'll be able to start that. But now I'm going to go ahead and go get the battery charger, because the battery charger's got to get on that truck to get it to go. So I am going to go ahead. Pat's actually got the battery charger on the 1566 over next door. We use that for the vac, which a lot of things going on right now, but we're basically eventually going to get a truck running, the 1566 and the vac over at the shiver bin. That's where my dad's corn's actually at, and that's who I'm going to hopefully sell today. Here's the 15. See if I can get her fired up. Why is it sitting right here? I'm honestly not sure, but that's where it is. See if I can get her go. Maybe. Nope. I saw an Everhart's truck go by. They're putting on fertilizer. Nope, probably gonna need ether. You guys probably also wonder, what am I driving? Well, this is my brother's old car that got handed down to my dad, and I've been looking for a car that I can basically just put mileage on that I don't really care about, just going to the farm and back, so I can keep miles off my good car. So I might be buying this for my dad. We'll see. It's a early to mid 2000s Buick LeSabre, I believe. Got 131,000 miles on it. It's really not bad as far as mileage goes. Might be a good car to just get dirty and go back and forth to the farm. Truck is on the battery charger. Got the block heater going. I got the 1566 going. Yes, I didn't put the camera over with me because I didn't think I'd get it going, but hey, I got it going. So we got all the battery chargers going. We're gonna let this warm up for about 20 minutes or so, and then try to crank it up and hopefully start hauling some corn. All right, so Pat and I just spent about 20 minutes trying to free up this jack. It just was not moving, so we cranked it up as far as we could, sprayed oil in it, cranked it down as far as we could. Oil up, oil down, oil like 5 times and got it to go. So now we're gonna go ahead and pull the anhydrous toolbar, pull it in so Pat can work on it in the nice warmth. So what we ended up doing was the top of one of those shanks nudged the door and kicked it back a little bit, but we were fortunate that nothing broke and everything's still working. So like I said, what we're going to do to this thing is we're going to completely rebuild the guts of the anhydrous, put a new controller on which controls the rate of the anhydrous that gets applied, put a new cooler on, put new lines everywhere, new hydraulic hose. This thing's going to be a brand new unit. See if the old girl will fire up. that tarp's gonna open up. I'm gonna fire up the quad because we can move that thing out of the way. She's also cold. Tires are all good. Truck's running. Need some diesel at some point. Quarter tank. But we're gonna head up and go start loading. So let's go. Loading up. Alright, so Pat's gonna load my truck. I'm gonna go get Brian. We're gonna bring the 1566 up here with the vac. So I'm basically gonna take, how we have up here is my dad's corn's in here, and then Pat's corn is in everything else. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try and haul my dad's corn just to get it done with. So in order to do that, we gotta get the vac to unload out of there. In typical us fashion, we're not gonna get rolling, or I'm not gonna get rolling till afternoon for sure. But at least I'm rolling at all. So Pat's gonna fill up that. I'm gonna get Brian, because like I said, we're gonna hook the vac up to that shiver bin there. We haven't got any corn out of there yet. So we need to get some out to core it, make sure it's good, and plus it's my dad's corn, and my dad's corn, most of it's contracted for April, so we're gonna try and get rid of it. The crop USDA report, or I believe it was a WASDE that just came out, and corn is up limit 25%, beans are up 70 cents. That's huge. The stock basically came in, the planted acres were right, the stocks were right as where they want, so basically how much grain that is in farms and co-ops in the US, and planted acres are way down, so that's why all the prices are up a lot. It's finally dry enough that we're able to haul some manure, so Brian's gonna scrape up some yards today, and I believe he's gonna start hauling manure because the 8050 is back now and he can hook that on the manure spreader, especially now that it's off the anhydrous bar. So I'm gonna take Brian over the vac, he's gonna take the vac over, and we're gonna start, hopefully by that time that truck's loaded and I can head out to Clinton. All right, so we're just getting the vac. Like I said, the bin that my dad's corn's in, it's a shiver bin. It doesn't have an unloading system. The unloading system got converted into a drying system basically. We're gonna take the vac over and unload it with the vac. That's kind of how we do it. Let's go ahead and take that vac over, set it up, and hopefully by that time we get the vac set up, my truck will be loaded and I can head out. Either that or go get a bite to eat. Filling her up. Cattle are eating. Ryan's hooking the vac, or getting the vac set up. I'm gonna fill this one up. All right, I'm loaded up. I'm actually gonna stop at my grandma's house and grab a bite to eat. Just because it's not worth her stressing out, her having to make me something to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a bite to eat. Kitty! Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hi, kitty, kitties. You're the only nice one, huh? Oh, you're pregnant. You got a belly on you, girl. All right, now I'm heading off. Head off to Clinton. See if we can get 4 loads in and load up a 5th. That's the goal, at least. Hopefully I can make it happen. Dump wagon's back. Means we're gonna get working on our pit again. All right, let's get moving now. Cue time lapse. Just about made it to Highway 30. People are out in the field. This guy right in front of me is a fertilizer tender, which means fertilizer is getting spread out in the fields. That's awesome. This light sucks at 67 and 30. Oh, it's miserable. It literally only lasts for like 3 semis. Like, I'm not gonna make it. Wow. So look at that. This light is horrible. Like, City of Clinton, fix this. It causes such a bottleneck. Hey look, they might be putting new track in, or new crossing. That'd be nice, because this track crossing is rough. Very rough. All right, let's switch to channel 22. We're getting ready to go through this thing. I'll take you guys through this process again, in case you're curious. So I'm at ADM right now. There's a little bit of a wait behind the probe. It's not too bad. Basically what the process is the last truck in pulls in and puts their flashers on, and then that tells basically the truck behind them that's where you need to go in line so no one cuts. So I have my flashers on right now, and another truck's just pulling in, so he knows to pull in behind me. I just pay attention to who had the flashers on when I came in. That way I know when that truck cuts up, I follow them. It's just kind of like a unwritten rule with going to grain dumps. So this guy is who I followed in, who had his flashers on when I came in. So I'm gonna basically fall in line after him. And then basically how this process works, there's 2 lines to go up to what's called a probe shack. And the probe shack, oh, you guys are dirty. And the probe shack is what actually takes a cross-sectional sample of the grain that we have. Because what that basically means is, if they didn't take a sample of each truck they came in, they wouldn't know what type of properties of the grain that they would be accepting. It's basically about you buying a car without ever test driving it. That's about what it'd be equivalent to. So these guys want to take a sample of the grain, and they do that by using this probe, which is up ahead. One thing I gotta do when I get in line, I gotta open my tarp. So I'll do that right now. I got an electric tarp. What a tarp does is basically covers your trailer so no grain or anything can fall out when you're going 70 miles an hour down the road. So I'm just opening my tarp up right now. So what we do is basically to communicate our information to the people in the probe shack, there's various information that we got to give so they can assign what truck is what. That way they can assign the grade to which, the weight to which, and how much, basically effectively how much grain we have, how much grain we're selling, so how much grain we can get paid. So what I'll need to do is I basically have this scanning ticket right here. That's basically what I scan before I scale in and scale out. And I tell them the numbers of this scanning card, and then I tell them whose grain this is, who is the producer, who is the grower, who's the hauler, and what's the contract under. So who'd I sell this grain under? Man, this is loud. And then once I give them the information, they basically take these probes right here, which are these yellow arms with tubes. It's just a vacuum that goes into the trailer and sucks up and gets a cross-sectional view of the entire trailer. And then they take that grain and they grade it for any damage, any foreign material, and then they get the test weight and moisture, which that basically directly correlates to how much we get paid. I'll explain that a little bit later. So I'll save my info as soon as she calls for me.
Truck on the outside, go ahead.
6. Pat Hartung is the grower, through ADM Grain Clinton contract. Hartung Farms hauler. Alright, I just said my info, so now I'll pull ahead and they'll probe me, basically get a sample of my grain. Serial number. So they just gave me the ticket number, I believe it was 868. So then I'll listen for that. That's the ticket number that'll be on the actual serial number. The serial number that'll be on the receipt that I'll get here when I get done. And then I basically listen for that on where I dump as well. It's a little confusing and I do apologize for that, but it makes sense after a little bit. Alright, she just called out on the radio that I'm on the rail side. So it's a little slower, but hey, it is what it is. Person right here on my right is getting, on your left I should say, is getting tested for vomotoxin. Basically that's a sporadic, like every 50 trucks or so, they take one truck and they test it for a lot more in-depth stuff. So I'll go ahead now. Basically what I gotta do is I gotta scale in, dump my grain, scale out, and how they pay me is they basically take my beginning weight minus my ending weight, so give me the weight that I dropped off, but the weight isn't how I get paid. I get paid per bushel. So they figure out the bushel by taking the weight divided by what's called a test weight. And the test weight is basically how many pounds are in a bushel, I should say, because it's typically about 56 pounds per bushel test weight. So then I'll show you that once I get on the once I get my ticket. But like I said, that's how they pay me, and then they dock you if they find any foreign material, any damage, any vomotoxin, any IF. And also, if your moisture is too high, they'll dock you too. Like I said, it'll make more sense once I get the ticket in front of you, if it doesn't make sense yet. Big rail yard, like I said before here, like 7 tracks here, big east-west for UP. So here's the scale, I'll pull on, and of course I'll weigh exactly 80,000 pounds because that's what's legal and I only do legal things. I'll scan, that buzzer means I'm good, and I'll go dump. Alright, let's go dump. Drop my air. Crank it open. Gonna see grain flowing. What dropping the air does is basically how the suspension works is there's airbags under here. And if you don't drop your airbags with all this weight coming off all at once, it'll pop the airbag. Now we're good. Close my tarp. Get out of here. Just about did it again. Oh, there we go. Buzzer just didn't work. Less than 1 FM, 58 test weight, 14.4 moisture. Let's get out of here. Right down this, well, not that gravel road, but this next one right here, that's where that farm auction was. Card right here for that video, that auction that I got. I thought it was a pretty sweet video. This is actually also where we're gonna have 200 acres of ground right back here. Sweet. Fun fact, after this gravel road on the left that we just passed, ground on both the left and right side of the road is ground that we're going to be farming next year. This is the ground, some of the ground that Nathan picked up for rent, and I'm going to get very familiar with it because I'm going to be out running the side-by-side out here shortly. The ground on the right, Nathan chiseled last fall. The ground on the left is going to be soybeans. Excited, our farm's growing, picking up acres. That's good, we need to with two guys, with Nathan and Curtis coming back on the farm full time. Stopping in at the C-store in Goose Lake to get some fuel, because, shocker, I had to get fuel like every time I haul corn. Just is what it is. Just the luck of the draw or something, luck of the Irish, I don't even know. But let's fill up and then get moving. I want to get 3 more loads in tonight. So here's the ticket. I'm not going to show you guys what I weighed, but you can just trust me. There's a Dar. I was legal. So anyway, my test weight was 58. Moisture is 14.4. FM was, oh, Dar's rolling out in his 2 trucks. He called me earlier and asked how bad the lines were, and I told him they weren't bad, so he's rolling hot and heavy, I guess. Yeah, FM was 0.7, so anything under 1 or 3 doesn't get docked. For sure 1 doesn't get docked, so we didn't get docked there. Moisture was just where we want it. Test weight was 58. Pretty dang good if I do say so myself, and we got paid 1,067 bushels. So that at $5.75. Do the math. It's a lot of money. Corn just went up to $5.75 this morning, actually, so we just filled some contracts. We have like 20,000 or like 10,000 contracted at $5, 10,000 contracted at $5.60, 10,000 bushels I should say, and we just contracted another 10 or 20 at $5.75. Let's just say we're finally gonna be making some decent money this year. It's been a lot, last 6 years have been pretty tough, that's for sure. Grain prices were crap, cattle prices were crap. So at least the grain's turning around. So let's fuel up and head and go vac up some stuff. Here's my dessert from Grandma today. Suzuki. Alright, it's very loud out here, but I'll show you guys what we're doing. We're basically using the vac to unload out the shiver system, because the shiver system doesn't have an unloading system. So here's what we're doing. 1566, conveyor 4005 vac. Going in the trailer. So all we're doing is using the semi-unloading system, jumping on the ground, and then going in the back, from there, out there. That's what we're doing. Because this is the first load we're taking out of this bin, I'm actually going to blend it. So basically put half of this corn, half of that clean corn over there where we know it's good. Mainly because I'm not sure how this corn's going to test or how good it's going to be. As I mentioned before, we're basically putting half the grain out of my dad's bin, half the grain out of the good bin, just because we don't know what the condition of that bin that my dad has. So we're just gonna blend it half and half and see how it goes. So we're just about full. Front's full, back's just about. Just got through the probe at ADM. Just switching, this is the first load of my dad's corn I'm hauling all year. It's gonna be fun. My lane is the only one moving, the rail dump. The other 2 dumps are closed, are not working. Yeah, this kind of sucks for everyone else, but I'm very fortunate that mine's going, so I'm gonna get moving, so hopefully get 1 more load in here. But I just had a hour-long phone call with Carl Dodge, and you missed some sweet stuff. But hey, I like talking to people, that's fun. But I had to squeeze between a semi and a fence. I had an inch between the semi and my trailer, and I had 2 inches between. I was pretty impressed with myself that I was able to make it, but I was able to squeeze back in here. Kind of see, that's where I came from, that's why I squeezed. Whoa, that's really close. Here we go. After a short breakdown, About time to dump my load. Hopefully get back here with one more. So I'm just leaving the Clinton ADM plant. This is I'm driving our 93 Freightliner. It is a 13-speed 8-fuller transmission. And I'm leaving just around the perfect time. 4:15 and Clinton traffic is horrible. It's gonna be fun. I'll show you guys how to shift this thing in a bit. That's the best place I can find to mount you guys. So I hope you can kind of see it. Gotta shoot the gap here soon. Gotta cross 2 lanes of traffic. I'm gonna start in 3rd gear, just because I can when I'm empty, and I need to get moving. So I'm in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and I'm gonna skip these gears. 8th, I'm in 9th right now. 11th, and oh I know, and that's 12th. So how that went is I basically went 3rd, 4th, 5th, split it, 6th, 8th, 10th, and 12th. So that's kind of how that worked. Probably wondering why our loader tractor and 6-pack is just sitting there. Well, it only has 3 tires right now. The front right one got a flat. Not sure how, but it was basically flat when I passed Brian a couple hours ago right here. So yeah, that wasn't good. So filling this truck up, using that solid 15-16 few time lapse. So I'm out here actively attempting to lose my hearing and get blown off this truck. I might as well tell you guys that, hey, our 2 new auction purchases are not to the farm yet, but you should have guessed them down below. Card of this video right here. Actually, I think I already linked to it, but basically we bought 2 things on auction. One of them is a massive purchase, the other one's really long. Guess them down below, but they're both going to be used. Well, one's going to be used this summer, one's going to be used as soon as it gets back to the farm. Any ideas what it is? Almost filled up on this, then I'll move and top it off with that one. I'm in the last position. Now we'll go ahead. See when I need to shut this thing off. Now we'll shut this thing off here shortly. This auger just comes out and dumps it on the ground, and we're using the back to pick it up off the ground and suck it into the trailer. Alright, now I'll let this thing cool down for a little bit and fill the truck. Aw man, my GoPro time lapse died. Well, I hope it was kind of worth it. Last load filling up here for the night, and after I get done with this load, I'm actually going to head over to a neighbor friend of ours, Kevin Huffman, and fill up with a load of his corn. Hi cows! Hi buddies! Why are you going? Why do all my friends leave me? Good enough, bud. Alright, let's go shut these things off. Starting with that one. Now I'm shutting the gas off because it's got a leaky gas tank if you leave it on. It's not really worth fixing it on this old of a tractor, especially when we can just turn the gas off when we're not using it. Alright, now the fun part. If I can close this tarp without breaking it, you guys will see. Because in the wind, because this trailer is 40 feet long, it's a lot of area for a tarp that can get picked up by the wind and yeah, get bent and destroyed. If I drop you guys, you'll know why, but basically as it closes, wind can get up underneath it like it's trying to, so I gotta hold it down. It's trying to get picked up. Oh, we're good. Hey guys, guess what just happened? Jokes. Just pulling into ADM. My other GoPro is trash. mic mount broke. We're gonna get her done. We're gonna get probed, dump our grain, and get home. You guys are probably wondering I'm taking a different way home. Well, I'm actually not going home. We do some custom hauling for a good friend of ours, Kevin Hartung. So we're doing some custom hauling for him. He's got a load he needs to have in by tomorrow. So I'm taking my semi over. He's gonna fill it up tonight or tomorrow morning, and Pat's gonna run it in tomorrow. So that's where I'm heading. So enjoy the new scenery. There's our long farm on the left. Gonna see some goosies. I'm driving slow because Nathan polished this truck and I really don't want to get it too dirty. I mean, it's inevitable, but it is what it is. All right, just pulling in. I'm gonna go ahead and park the truck, untarp it, and I'm gonna take his truck home. Probably grab a bite to eat, head up to Bellevue, drop my tax stuff off, and head home. All done. Let's go ahead and shut her down. They're gonna fill up. Kevin's gonna fill me up with his 4640 and a Kinsey 600 grain cart, and he's got another grain cart. He'll fill up the truck, and Pat will take it in tomorrow. But I'm gonna take his truck home. Let's pack up and head out. So guys, after I drop my tax stuff off, I completely forgot to do an outro. So let's go ahead and do the outro. Before we do that, I got poison ivy from the log cutting video card right here when I did that. Gotta love it. My family, for some reason, just if you step into the woods doing anything, you get poison ivy. So it is what it is. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hartung Family Farms. And of course, guys, as always, ta-ta for now. Have a good one. Spring field work is happening. Yesterday, I filmed our first day full day doing anhydrous in the new auction purchase. You're just gonna have to wait and see, but that is coming soon. You guys will find out what that is here soon. Anyway, have a good day.